Hey friends, it's Mitzi. I'm back. Thanks for joining me. I got this recipe book the other day. I got it at the Goodwill. It was only $2.99, and when I saw it, I thought this would make a perfect sticker book for all my Coffee Monster stuff. So I thought I'd share that with you today. So you're often going to see this box in my videos, and this is my box of all the stuff that I use on a regular basis for my projects, on my Tombow pins, my scissors, my extra little this and that tools that I use. And so I just thought it might be fun to kind of show you this box that you're going to probably see in the background of a lot of my videos moving forward on these Create With Me videos. I have my tapes, which I love. I have my glues. All the stuff is in here. Anything that I use on a daily basis. I have my little quarter punches. I use this a lot in projects for things. All really kind of cheap stuff that I get off of Amazon. Some of it I get off of Temu. This little crazy thing is for when I need to re-ink my pen. I use that. So that's going to be in the background, just in case you're curious about all that's in there. Anyway, I thought this would be the perfect project for me to organize some stickers and to also use the Cyber Monday digital drop that Helen did for the Coffee Monster. I got a couple of them. I love these little papers. And then because I love pink, I got the All Things Pink as well. So we're going to use those. And I printed them out on sticker paper. So I'm going to first take off the tag. I use my little pen thing that I really like this, and I use it for so many different things. Sometimes just to get the edge off of the sticker, sometimes to, well, I use it all the time for my double stick tape, which I'll be using a lot of that in this. This is, I would say, a very beginner project. It's just paper and tape, double-sided tape. You could also use glue. I just am kind of addicted to double-sided tape because I like things to go quickly. So first we're going to get this off. I got the opportunity to go on a little shopping spree yesterday with my neighbor, and we went to Arlington, and I found this sign that says, "Slow down and appreciate the good things in life." And I have to say that building this community is one of the good things in life that I'm starting to really appreciate. So I am using gosh, what do we call this? A ruler, a metal ruler, the Coffee Monster metal ruler, to get the rest of the little sticky stuff off. So now I'm going to try to figure out exactly how I'm going to lay this on. A lot of these projects that I do are things that I'm doing for the very first time. So sometimes it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, and you're just going to have to bear with me. And things might not go perfectly, but we're going to go through this and figure it out together. So let me see here. I'm going to use pink. Pink is my favorite color. You'll see it a lot. Obviously, you use whatever color you like. And obviously, you can do this with whatever printable you want, like as well. I just happen to really love the Coffee Monster, so I'm going to try to adjust this a little bit. Oh my gosh, that was insane. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of marking. That's not going to work. We're going to do it this way. I'm going to open up the book so that I can make a few lines here with a pencil. I love these. Is it Ticonderoga? I don't know how to pronounce it, but I love these pencils that come sharpened because honestly, I don't even know if I have a pencil sharpener. And I actually don't think I've ever sharpened this pencil before. So let me see. Okay, so we're going to get out our little cutter, and we're going to cut down where I made these marks and hope that I did it right the first time. Let's see. Okay, double stick tape. So I have this double stick tape in different variations of widths, and I think that this fatter one is going to work best on the area that I am needing to put this pink paper. So I got, gosh, I think about 10 different widths of this from Amazon for really cheap. I want to say $7 or $8. I buy it. I want to say, well, it's lasted me a long time now that I think about it. I bought 2 sets at once just because it was a good deal. So let's get this set in here and let's see. Okay, so I think that's going to work out perfectly just like that. So I'm going to get this up. Is that going to work out? Okay, so I think that is affixed nice and secure there. So we're going to go over and we're going to add some more of this double stick tape. Now that we have the spine covered, we're going to flip it around onto the front and the back. And I'm just going to fold that and hope that gets a nice crease on it. Sometimes in the background of my videos, you might hear my husband come in the back door. I try to kind of dull the sound of the videos down a little bit so that you don't hear him. He calls it a boogie van. I call it a scary van that looks like it might be co-owned by Ted Bundy in the 70s. If you know, you know. But hey, that's just my opinion. You also might hear some jingling, and that is my dog, Carly. She is always probably within around 5 feet of me at all times. So she is 98 years old in human years. And so she basically just lays around on her bed, chilling and hanging out with me while I sit here in, I call it my studio. It's actually just my desk, but you know, we like to pretend that we're fancy sometimes. Okay, so let me get my little pen and get these off. When I'm doing a project, any of these little papers, I just kind of throw on the ground and I clean up at the very end. That way I am just focusing on doing what I'm actually doing. So we're going to push that down and that looks good to me. So there we are. That is on. So now what we're going to do is we are going to just fold this over. And I'm doing this kind of quickly because I'm trying to get it done in a timely fashion. I know that sometimes these can go a little bit long, and I want you to be able to get the gist of it as quickly as possible so you can get on to having fun gathering your supplies and making it. This is a little thin tape. This one is one that I actually got at my paper store, my beloved paper store that I'm always talking about, Urban Paper. And we're just sticking it on and folding and pressing it and trying to get a nice good crease. So that's where we're at there. Looking good so far. So now we're going to do the other side and we're going to use that same tape. And I just am using this thinner one just because the paper is thinner. Depending on how you cut your paper, you could use a thicker one. And also, oh yeah, this is a good thing to say. Also, the reason why I use tape is because with glue, you have to let it dry before you can move on. for it to really get a nice, good, firm grip. So, part one done. So now I'm trying to decide if I want to add a white paper on top of this, just to cover up in case it bleeds through. Just because the color of this recipe book, recipe card holder is pretty dark. And so I am just going to measure this out to make a cover. It may be unnecessary, but we'll find out. So I made a mark. I get my paper cutter out. I got this one from Cricut when I first got my Cricut a couple years ago. And I got the replacement blades off of Amazon, and there are fancier ones than this I know are out there, but this works for me. So make a little mark, and then we're going to cut. So we're going to cut one for the front, one for the back, and get that going. So again, measure it out. Looking good. Oh, hold on. Gonna make this a little bit shorter here because now that I'm thinking about it, the way that I printed it out, my Coffee Monster digitals, it has to wrap around, and I'm not real sure how that's going to work yet. I might have possibly made a mistake by printing them out the way that I did rather than do it landscape, but okay. So more tape. It seems that I'm using a lot of tape in this video, and I am, but these rolls actually give you a lot of tape. So I have bought tape once in the last year, so I'm not really concerned about using too much tape because I haven't run out yet. And when I do, it is cheap enough for me to just go grab some more. I'm a fan of Amazon, and because I live in the Seattle area where they have a lot of warehouses, I am one of those lucky people that if I need tape within a 2-hour span, guess what? Amazon's going to deliver it to me. So use my little pin and see, grab it off here, throw it on the ground, grab it off, throw it on the ground. So my nieces were over this afternoon and we did some sewing projects. And so now I am doing this while I'm waiting for my husband to finish working in the backyard. And hopefully I can get this done and post it tomorrow, since I said I was going to do that earlier in one of my videos. So there we have the white cover. And now we're going to use the digital. I printed it on this paper. It's sticker paper, really cheap from Amazon. Again, and I'm just going to figure out how I want to lay it down. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Nope, this white paper was a mistake. Okay, so, like I said, we're going to figure this out together. And this is not going to work because I want the pink part to be the base, and I need to stick or have the paper far enough off the spine that I can that I can have it wrap around. So we're going to get rid of this white part so that we can stick this on and have it wrap around, kind of like wrapping a present, which this being Christmas time, we are all accustomed to wrapping gifts, which actually I love. It's probably my favorite part of Christmas is wrapping presents. But probably because I have older children, which I've mentioned before, so I don't have to wrap a lot of them. Okay, so let's get this laying on here. Let's get this laying on here. I've got to get it fixed on one side. Check to see if it will wrap around. Hold on. I need something here. I am going to, yes, I'm going to use this other white one inside so it has something to wrap onto. So, let's see, will that work? Okay. Okay, so back to the tape. We're just going to get this stuck on here so that we have something on the inside. I want it to look pretty, or as I probably use the word cute too much, but I want it to look cute. I'm a girl who likes cute stuff. So let's see. Okay. I'm gonna stick this here. And let's see, one more piece. Okay. So get that down right there. Okay. So this is a learn as I go project. And hopefully we have learned enough so far that the back part of this binder is going to go a lot quicker. So we got the tape on, and we're going to set this in oh so carefully. There we go. Okay, so next up, let's see. I gotta get this unstuck because I accidentally stuck that edge on. It happens, but we can get it off here. Just be real careful. And then, got stuff stuck on me. Okay, so then we're gonna pull back the sticker paper and just lay it on. Boom, there we go. So now we're going to wrap it around. So wrapping it around, we're going to try to get a nice good crease, and the corners might, well, we're going to have to figure out the corners here, but just know that if, let's see, I'm going to take an X-Acto knife and we're going to kind of score this gently so that that piece doesn't give us too much of a hassle, so we can use the sticky edge. Let me see another cut here. I'm going to be doing some embellishing on the inside with washi tape. So if it's not perfect, no worries. We're going to use washi tape to go over some bits here on the inside. So we'll be able to cover that up. Okay, so that side is done. And let's do the other side. Let's see. I'm going to cut this. And, hold on. Okay, so let's see if I can use this to get that stuck part unstuck. No, this is not working. Okay, like I said before, we're gonna use washi tape. So we're just gonna stick it on as is, I think. Let me give this one more college try, as they say, and if we can't get it to work, then we will go on to plan B. Yeah. Oh gosh. Nope. We're just going to stick it. Okay. We're just going to stick it and cover it up down the road here. So there we go. Stuck on. Okay. So that is the front. And now we're going to just basically do the same thing on the back. And So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you in closer so that you can get a little clearer view of how I did this. Um, it's pretty simple. I mean, maybe this is overkill to bring you in close to go over this again. You could just fast forward through this, obviously. But in case you are one of those people that like to have a closer view of how things are getting put together, I am going to provide that for you. So take off the double stick tape, add double stick tape, throw it on the ground. Double stick tape, throw it on the ground. The ground looks bananas right now, but that's how I do it. Okay, so we got our inside paper. We're gonna lay it down. And now we are ready for the outside part. This is the back. Okay. Is that gonna work? I might have to cut off a little bit here. Okay. So I'm doing this quickly, and sometimes even with crafting I can be impatient and go a little bit too quick. But this is just a good example of when things don't exactly go perfect, then you just make it work. I love watching crafting videos, and I appreciate the beauty of crafting videos that are out there, but that is not me. I am not a beautifully aesthetic crafter. I am a down in the dumps, I'm totally out of frame here. Houston, I think we have a problem. Let me fix this. Let me get this back into frame. Ah! Okay, so here we are. I am trying my best to get this cut off so that I can... Oh, no, that's not going to work. Okay, one more try. We're going to cut through. I'm just concerned about cutting through the book, but I guess I should be more concerned about just getting this cut so that I can get the sticker digital wrapped around in some type of timely fashion. Okay, so that's going to do it for me. If it doesn't work, I'm going to have to come up with a plan C. Okay, so here's something that I am really glad that I figured out before I started sticking it on, is that there is an actual top and bottom to this digital. And I'm going according to, let's see, what's my front, what's my back? I'm going according to how the little, yeah, there we go, how the little straws are in this cup. So we're gonna unstick part of the backing, and we are going to okay, get this on here. Stick it down. Did I do that right? Oh gosh. Oh man. We're gonna say I did it. We're gonna stick it on. So we're just going to, actually I'm gonna cut this time. I'm gonna try something different by cutting the edge. Learning from the last time that we're gonna need these edges cut. And here we go. Oh, let me cut this. And we'll just take that off. And let's try and just stick it down. So, gonna wrap it around, press, and there we go. That works. So we will come on this side. we will cut off this little tail here, and I'm going to go a little bit of an angle so that I can get it nice and stuck on there nice and firm. So there we go. That part is done, and that is the front. You can tell that according to the straws that are actually sitting on the right way. And now we're going to start doing the inside. So the big question is, what are we going to do with the inside? I could do something like this. It's a little overkill though. Let's see. We could do washi tape. We can put a lot of different things in here. It's just a matter of figuring out what we want to do. Now I could add pink paper. I'm not liking how, let's see, is that too much? I feel like I'm just layering and layering and layering paper, and that, I think I do want to layer to cover up the fold, the sticky fold over. So we're going to cut 2 of these. So I'm going to fast forward this because it's basically the same thing all over again, just using the sticky tape, taking off the little plastic pieces and getting this pink on. And we all are pros at that by now. We're going to get on to the fun part, the washi tape part. So here we're going to get this nice and creased in using the ruler to kind of get a good crease in here. And then we're going to figure out what we're going to do here. So we're going to move down, and it's not going to be graceful, but I'm going to move you down here to the drawer on my desk so we can look at some washi tape. So bear with me as I kind of maneuver you around a little bit and get a good angle in here. Okay, so this is my Coffee Monster washi tape, and I already know that I'm thinking this one and maybe this one. One of these, we'll use one of these. And then, let's see, wait a second. I think I'm going to use this gingham. If you can tell by my drawer, I love gingham. But I have an idea of what we're going to use these for. Okay, so let's move back up and get us situated here and get going on this. So let's find a good spot. Okay, so I think what we need to do here is we need to decide first what we would like. That, but we need to put down the gingham first. So use my little pen thing and get the tape started here. Always hard when I have nails on. We're going to get this just covering the rest of the original inside here. And we're just going to kind of press it in there on both sides and get it stuck down. So this might be my last video with these nails on, and not because I don't love having nails, but because I am starting to do a hand quilting project. Hopefully tomorrow, get going on that. And I cannot hand, or up until now, I cannot hand sew or sew by hand. I don't know how you say that, with nails on. It's just too difficult. With a needle and thread and a, what do we call it? A thimble. So we're going to just use our X-Acto knife. We're going to get this nice clean cuts here. And let's see. We're going to put washi across the top, but I do need to cover this, or I want to cover this. So I'm going to gently pull it up, lay it in. Now you're not going to be able to really see this, so it's not super important to get it down perfectly. I think at an angle is actually going to work better. I'm just trying to cover up this kind of cream colored. So we're just going to wing it here a little bit. Will that work? Yeah. So we're going to get that cut off, and we're going to do the other side here, just covering up that cream part so that it doesn't jump out at you, even with the other washi tape. Let's see. Let's see. How am I going to do this? I've got to get it. Hold on. Will that fit? Yes. Okay. So take this back up so that we can cut underneath. Hide all the sins with tape. That's what I say. And then we're going to go here. And this time I'm actually going to be a little bit smarter about this, at least in my mind. I'm going to pull up both sides and then have a clear path here to work with. Okay, come on, guys, work with me. Okay, so here we go, and we're going to then add in at the angles that I think are going to work. Hold on. I'm gonna try to angle this, eyeball it, and see if I got it correct. Egg. Let's see. We're gonna put one across here to kind of cover that up. And will that work? Yep, that looks good. There's a little tiny piece here. I'm not liking that, so I'm going to pull it back up. Oh, the bane of my existence is the pull for perfection. And you'll hear me say it over and over in these videos, is that it's not about perfection. It's about having fun, making something creative, not being too hard on ourselves. But dang, I have a hard time adhering to that myself sometimes. So let's see, did I do it? Let's see, we'll put a little piece down here and we'll see if that will work. So, there we go. Back down. I think that will work. That stuck down with my fingers. And then we're going to add on the washi tape. Figure out if everything is well, basically to figure out if this is the top. That's what I was doing. So we're gonna kind of zhuzh this underneath the metal here. I pulled it out pretty far so that we can get this in there. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get this on here as straight as possible. I don't think it's gonna be perfect, but let's get it on here. Okay, there we go. Oh no, I have to cut through a little emoji. Oh well, cannot be helped. We will just cut through his face. Boom. And then we're going to pull it across to the other side and stick it on. So I really appreciate you hanging in there with me. If you have either watched this whole video or fast forwarded to this part, which, gosh, to be honest, I probably would have fast forwarded to this part. Once again, because I'm impatient. So do as I say, not as I do. Is that the saying? Okay, so we're going to get this stuck down. I'm going to get the ends cut off here. I don't have to go through a dude. I just put a little bit more thought when I was laying it down. But of course, I will probably have to cut off on the other end. It never seems to work out perfectly. So I'm going to kind of push that in, get some of the little lumps and bumps out, and there we go. So next up we have the dividers, and these are dividers that were in the original book, but we're going to put this paper digital on top of it. And so I'm just trying to decide how best to get this to fit, and if there is a certain way that these kits go. I feel like it has a direction, and I guess it doesn't really matter. That seems to probably be the easiest, so maybe I'll just do that. So we're going to take the backing off and just get this stuck on the front of this and go from there. So let's get this stuck on and hope for the best. Why? Let's get this. I'm trying to line it up. I'm looking kind of through the paper to see where it lines up. But these we can always cut if we need to make them work for the purpose that we're wanting them to do in this book. Okay, so let's see, I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this so that I can save the other part of this sticker. Even though the paper isn't that expensive, I just don't like wasting things, and I'm sure I can use that down the road on something else. So there we go. It's looking good. I still don't know if there's a direction on this, but we're just going to go with what we have. So take the backing off and let it just kind of fall down into place and get it all nice and stuck on. Okay, so oops, stuck down. So we're going to fold this over on the edge, just like wrapping a present again. Get that all adhered on there. Okay, get a nice crease onto it, and then we have to cut some edges because I'm seeing that the print didn't go all the way to the edge, but instead of replacing the whole thing, I'm just going to cut off the edge. It doesn't have to be exact, and for what I want, I don't mind doing a little extra cutting. So, oops, keep forgetting there's sticky on this. Okay, let's see. I'm going to cut off this edge because obviously I put this on here a little bit crooked, but I'm not going to waste this. I'm just going to use as is. Ah, come on. Keep forgetting about the sticky paper. Okay, so now we need to cut this, and I'm going to just use my X-Acto knife and get in here and just kind of cut around the template the best that I can. Okay, there we go. And then straight down. This is thin paper, and oh my goodness, I probably should cut on my desk, but oh well, it's done. So get that a little bit cleaner there, and we could put a little, okay, let's see. I could use a paper hole punch. Oh, not that one. That's a teeny tiny one. Let's see. So I don't have the right piece in this one, so let's see if this will work. Why don't I just use my X-Acto? That's probably going to be the easiest. So let me get my little cutter board out here so that I don't ruin my desk since it is brand new. Santa brought it early for me. And we're just going to kind of cut in here to get this out. So I'm going to just cut around using the original, what are we calling this? It's a divider. The original divider as the template, and cutting the little circles out. So we'll get these out, and we're going to make a couple of these, and I am going to try to finish this up here so that we can move on and get this completed. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit here, finish off this one, and then possibly do a couple of more off screen. So we're back, and we are finally adding in our stickers. I got these little plastic sleeves off of Amazon with a sticker book that I put another brand of sticker in. We'll keep this all Coffee Monster Co. theme today on this one. And I'm just taking the little stickers that I have accumulated over the last year and putting them in these sleeves. These little emoji face stickers are so cute. I've got a couple of these pages from the, what was it? The primary. I have these ones that are from this sticker third quarter, second quarter, third quarter, I think, yes, from third quarter, the learning. And I have also, let's see, what do I have here? I have these ones from the fourth quarter. These are really cute. I like the little watercolor painting drawings here in these ones. And then that's the whole set. I was lucky enough to get 2 washi subscriptions this year, plus the bigger one. I forgot what it's called right now. Kind of drawing a blank. Let's see. Okay, get that in here correctly. So basically, I'm just going to go through and add in my stickers here, and then at the end, I'll show you what I do for the ones that are bigger. I mostly just get the subscription from the Coffee Monster Co. I add in a little bits and pieces every once in a while, but I try to keep myself in check because it's not the only subscription that I have, and with my paper store so close, I'm always buying stickers there as well. So this is a couple of different ideas that I came up with. First off, when you get these larger sticker sheets, they come in a little plastic sleeve. So what I'm doing is I'm just using one of the sleeves that I used before, as a template to kind of see where I can hole punch through. My hole punch, I need a new one. My hole punch is not working out real smoothly today, but I'm just using a template from the sleeve that I used before to cut through. Will it cut through? Let's see. Let me try this again. To cut through. Oh, my holding. I might not be putting it in the right area. Hold on. Let me get this in here. Oh, that went through a lot easier. Okay, so I'm using my hole punch, punching it through, and then placing this right on the binder, just like that. Boom. Nice. There we go. The second idea that I have is, let me get these. This doesn't fit in the little ones. Actually, the little one doesn't work at all. Let's see, what do I got here? I could put this in, put a hole punch, but oh, I don't want to do that. Um, let's see. So the last thing that I need to do is I need to do my cover. And I want to figure out what, let's see, do I want to put on something on the spine, or do I just want to focus on the cover? I think I'm going to use one of my planner cards as inspiration. Let me see. Oh, that is the perfect one. So, dreaming about stationery. So, I'm going to throw this on the cover. And now, obviously, I know what's inside this book, but for it just sitting out looking cute, this is an indication of what is actually in this. I love the idea of sharing ideas when it comes to being crafty. So if this has inspired you, then go for it. Grab some, it doesn't even have to be digitals. It could just be some paper that you have lying around that you think is cute, that you want to make something like this. Go to your thrift store, grab a cheap recipe book. I see them there all the time, and do something fun. As usual, I just love sharing. I love sharing the joys that I have, and whether that is stickers or crafting or journaling, I just have been enjoying sharing it all. So if this is your type of thing, then I would really appreciate if you might subscribe. That way we can find each other, and I can feel like our little community here is growing. I want to do a special shout out to Shelly. She has sent me some really nice comments, and I really appreciate it. It has been very motivating. It has made me feel good. It has made me feel not so cringy, if I'm honest with you. And that's been my goal here by starting this YouTube page, is just to build a little community of people that like the same things that I like. I don't ever plan on becoming, quote unquote, YouTube famous. I just want to keep it real and have fun. So until next time, thanks for joining me. We'll see you later. Bye.